Almost all local authorities in England plan to hike council tax and charges over concerns for their financial stability.
This is a study carried out by the local government information think tank, which claims that the biggest financial pressures come from children's services, adult social care, housing and homelessness.
Well, they say 95% of local authorities plan to raise council tax. 93% have in mind raising service fees, which includes waste, parking and planning.
Local authorities with social care responsibilities can increase tax by just under 6%. That means that the average council tax for a Band D property could go up by around £95.
Let's ponder on this one. Sky's Rebecca Williams is in Guildford, in Surrey for us. Hi, Rebecca. Surrey have got problems, haven't they?
They have indeed. In fact, it's reported they've got a deficit at Surrey County Council of around £105 million. And this time last year, you might remember those controversial plans to increase council tax by 15%. As you can imagine, that didn't go down overly well. There were various campaigns to try and stop that, and it didn't go ahead. But earlier on this week, they agreed to a 3% increase in council tax and then a 3% increase which would go to social care, so effectively 6% total. It hasn't been welcomed by all here in Surrey. In fact, I spoke to the leader of the Liberal Democrats here earlier on, Hazel Watson, and she was very critical of the plans, and she said it would mean many households can't afford these rises, and it would mean that the average house, which is around a Band D, would face around an £80 increase per year on their council tax bills. But this is a picture that we're seeing up and down the country. Councils are desperate to make money as they're trying to make savings. Of course, the amount of money that they get from central government has declined in recent years, and all the while the pressure on their services is going up. This report today finding things like social care, children's services, health services, that is all putting extra pressure on local councils. And here in Surrey, they have said that they've got no other option because they need to make money from somewhere. Even last week, Northamptonshire County Council warned that its finances were in dire straits. But of course, many people, homeowners, are going to struggle with these increased bills. So certainly a lot of people here in Guildford are very worried about the price hike which will come in here. But it seems it's not just here in Surrey where there will be these increases. It seems 95% of councils up and down the country will be rising council tax in order to fund all the other services that they provide.
Surrey residents are having to pay more for less, cuts in services, and at the same time having to pay more for the privilege. And I think that's a bad move. It's a bad deal for Surrey residents.
And what kind of impact will it have on people living here in Surrey?
Well, I think for people on fixed incomes, I think a 6% increase is going to be very difficult for people to afford. So I think it will have a big impact on people.
Well, that was Hazel Watson earlier, the leader of the Liberal Democrats, who I was talking about, speaking to me about her concerns about the rises here. But like I say, many people up and down the country facing serious increases, some of up to £100 a year, so many voicing their concerns.
Thanks, Rebecca.